Ducks. How are we all? I think there's a bit of an error because there was what was showing on mine had 6 people in, and what was showing on here had like 30 people in. So I put a message in the other one saying, can you go to the other stream? All I can think of that's happened is this afternoon when I set it up in StreamYard and I chose for it to go to Facebook and YouTube, it came back and said, error with YouTube, please try again. So I tried again and it went through. So I think that created 2. So that might be why, but I'm in the right one now because it's showing that this one is live. So I'll just have to go in and delete the other one afterwards. I couldn't remove it ahead of the game, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pop open the comments here as well, just so I don't miss anybody in Facebook, in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, because we've got couple of people in there, so Dave being one of them. Hi Simon. Hi Dave. Okay, so let's do our kind of roll call and see who we've got. So we've got Nancy, Antoinette, Jackie, Brenda, Caroline, Ellen, Sandra, Mullamia, Diane, and we've got Aquarius Owl. And we have our Jamie. Hello, Jamie. Ellen. Oh, it's just jumped. The chat's just jumped. I might miss somebody now. I hate it when that happens. Brenda, did I say you, Brenda? And hello to Tycon. The suspense, Simon, 1 minute and counting. Antoinette, that's funny. The suspense. We have Lottie and Patrice and Kim. We also have Marion, Spiritual Me. Oh, there's me. I nearly read out the Hermit's Cave. Rob and Elaine. Hello. Oh, I'm glad you found the right one because you was one of the people who was in the other one. So hopefully everybody's migrated over now. Who else have we got? Oh, Hen. Hello, Hen. You must be up early, but nice to see you. Selkie and Jennifer. And we've got Alex. Hello, Alex. Anne. Connor. Hello, Connor. And Elaine. Hello, Elaine. As in Celtic Roots Tarot, Elaine, because the other Elaine's in here as well. I'm sure there's more than 2 Elaines, but you know what I mean. And we have mine. It's showing 46 on this one. Hopefully this is the right one though. Mine's showing 73. So 66 on Facebook, 66 on YouTube, 7 in Facebook. Sel and Lou. Hello, Lou. Morning here. Good afternoon, morning here. Yeah, of course, because I was thinking, you're not Australia, but morning where you are in Canada too. Regina and Sun to Shine Astrology. Nice to see you. Claudia. Sage Advice. Isabel. Blue Crescent. Tammy Pie. Lisa. I've said Rob. Alexandra. And Roman. Our Tangi. How are you? Charmed viewer. Nice to see you too. So yeah, lovely to catch up with everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Have you all got a brew? I enjoyed this so much yesterday. I decided to get another one today. So how? That was really hot though. Really hot. I burnt my tongue. Yeah, because yesterday I got home a lot earlier, so it cooled down a little bit, but I was rushing. I'd even asked in the quarantine, whether somebody could pick today's up. But as it happened, the meeting was scheduled, it got postponed, then it got put back in, but it was due to finish a little bit earlier. So just got home and in time to make it. So hi Trisha, nice to see you. When I hear my name, I forget this is YouTube and often wave at the screen like yeah, like the Zoom calls or the Microsoft Teams, where everybody does what I'm doing, which is a top and pajama bottoms. And nobody knows. Nobody is the wiser. I saw a little, it was quite funny. It was showing you a tip, and you got your mug, and you know the tea bags that have the string and the little label, you cut it off, fill your mug with gin, and then sellotape the inside of your mug with the string and label hanging over. So as you sit there in your work meeting, you're like, yeah, I'm having a lovely cup of tea. Oh dear. I have a question. Do you have Modern Love Tarot? Now, I keep looking at Modern Love Tarot, but to get it from the States to here, it's quite expensive. But the artwork, I can't remember the artist's name now, but the artwork for that tarot deck they've done such a good job, and I love the Hermit card. Jen Rodriguez, Jen, in Tarot Play Day on Sunday, it was the Hermit that came up this week, and she showed the Hermit from Modern Love Tarot, and I really liked it. I thought, oh, that's really nice. I've not seen a full walkthrough, but because I'm kind of debating whether, you know, to get it next payday or something. Have you noticed this is the Sack of Spuds? The Sack of Spuds top that I refer to. It's baggy and out of shape, but does when you're just slumming it around the cave like I am at the moment. Hi, Emily's Tarot. Nice to see you. Let me see if there's any other comments before we crack on with today. Pardon? I thought you said tit. What? Did I? In what context? What was we talking about? No one is wiser until one stands up. Oh, I might write that down. That could be a quote that we do for quote of the day. The delivery guy didn't care, wearing a giant pink camo parka with a huge robe and jammies underneath, with my hair all over the place. I look very pink, like a very pink Yeti. Yeah, delivery. They must see some sites, when, especially in the pandemic, when they're dropping off parcels to people. I'm surprised, you know, that I'd be surprised if they were surprised. It's like the guys who came last week to do the electrics, and they saw my tarot collection, and he said, you see some things when you come into these places, into people's homes. It's like, yeah, I bet you do. Hi, Butterfly, and anybody else who's coming in. All my Neo Riders and my Dame Darcy Queen Alice Tarot arrived today. Elaine, do we have some walkthroughs to look forward to then? Did you order all 4 Neo Riders? I love the Neo Riders. And you'll have to let me know what you think to the Queen Alice. I was disappointed with Queen Alice, but it's more about, you know, because we had the fabulous, beautiful cardstock for the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. I really loved it. That beautiful, thick, matte cardstock with the dusty gold edging. And then we went to glossy cards for Queen Alice. I was like, why? Sage Advice says, I love my Modern Love deck. It reads great. Sack of Spuds. Simon, what are your thoughts on using oracle cards alongside tarot cards in your reading? I do it all the time, Anne. All the time. Well, when I do my 3 cards in the morning for my intention setting, and then in the night, in the evening before bed, when I do my reflection, I don't. But if I'm doing a spread, I always pull an oracle card. And with the tarot business side of things, if anybody here has ever bought a reading from me, you will see that I always pull a oracle at the end, just as a bit of a clarifier or a bit of a overall theme that kind of brings everything together. And I love using oracle in conjunction with tarot. I've never ever done an oracle spread ever. Isn't that strange? I've always done tarot spreads and pulled an oracle, but I've never done an oracle spread. I've never used oracle in that way, really. The only time I have done it, and I suppose they are oracles, but you know, Soul Cards 1 and 2 by Deborah Croft Chapin, I read exclusively with them for years. And they're not really an oracle because, you know, there's no keywords. They're just images and they speak to your soul. And you can look at an image one day and depending on your life state, in that moment, you will interpret it one way. And then, you know, the next day, you could be in the world of, I don't know, hunger, and really wanting something and thirsty for something, and you could see it completely, you know, in that world of sort of animality. You can read it completely different from being in a world of like tranquility the day before. So there's no keywords because you and your soul, it speaks to your soul depending on what, you know, how you're feeling at the time. That was a long-winded response to your question, wasn't it, Anne? But I hope it's answered it in some way. Got any tips for setting up the Mary Owl study group? Got any tips for setting up the Mary Owl study group? I'm not setting up a. The way you're saying the Mary Owl study group, I'm not part of any study group for Mary Owl. I have heard it mentioned, and I think Chris over at Elemental Cartomancy talked about it on his channel, and I saw some conversation thread about it, and I tagged him into it so he could see it. But if there is a Mary Owl study group, it's not one that I'm setting up or part of. So it might just be that people have discussed it in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. So that could be why. You said tips, but that's not how my ears heard it. Right, I'm with you. I'm tired from homeschooling, but happier now I'm here. Yeah, we're actually finding now, because we support learners with, they've got vulnerabilities, you know, special educational needs. So we have to go in and provide support to those who want face-to-face support. Those who are CEV, so clinically extremely vulnerable, and are shielding, are receiving homeschooling. But obviously, we're doing it as staff with support with parents. It's okay, but it's never the same, is it? Than actually being able to sit with somebody and work with them. But needs must. I love incorporating oracle cards into tarot readings myself. Yeah. Has anybody noticed how exhausted people are generally these days? Yeah, but I think that's caused by emotional reasons as well. I'm not going to betray anybody's confidence, but I was speaking to somebody today who keeps getting a similar card coming up, if not the same card coming up. And I was saying there, you know, are you resting your mind as well as your body? Because in these times, it's so emotionally draining, isn't it? You know, with everything that's happening, I don't just mean the pandemic, even though that's a huge thing. And that's why we're here now doing QuaranStream. But there's been a lot happening and we've got to be kind to ourselves, you know, and not be too hard or too harsh. And if we need to rest, we need to rest. We have to listen to our bodies. Look at Sun to Shine, astrology and tarot above, says Selkie. Sunshine to astrology. I want to get it for you. How can I get it to you? I have a walkthrough on my channel. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. I want to get it for you. How can I get it to you? I have a walkthrough on my channel. I'm not sure, Sunshine to Astrology, exactly what you mean, but you can contact me. Send me I don't know if you're in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, but if you are, you can private message me in there, or here on if you go to the tabs on YouTube where my channel is, and you go to About, my email address is there as well, so you can drop me an email, whatever it is, and we can talk. Let me go back to where I was. Did you shuffle? This is Sal. Simon, did you shuffle the Royal Neo Rider? The Royal. Yes, I was thinking then it was the Shadow, because I thought it was going about how slippy they are and the fact that they go everywhere. But yes, Oh, yours has started to come off. No, mine's been fine. That's a shame. Speak to Ivy. She may be able to, sort something out for you, because it shouldn't be doing that. I know gilding does in time wear off, no matter how careful we are in time, gilding does come off, particularly metallic gilding. But they've not been out long, have they? It was May of last year they was released. Simon, did you say you do a 3-card morning intention spread? Is that opportunities, challenges, and outcomes? No, well, I guess, but I don't have 3 cards for. At one time, I used to kind of think of it as the day progressed, like morning, noon, afternoon, that sort of thing, or morning, noon, and evening. But now I just kind of look at the cards, because I've done the intentions for good couple of years, maybe 3 years now. I've been doing it that way. You kind of, when you do something repetitiously and you lay your cards, you just kind of look at them, don't you? And you kind of know what it's telling you. And because it's intention, I am looking for things that are going to play out through the day, but I'm also looking for opportunities. So with it being intention setting, I'm thinking about, okay, so that's come up. So I need to look at how I can do this today, particularly if I know what's coming up in my day. And then I'm looking at the cards, I'm thinking that's guiding me. And then my reflections in the evening, again, is just looking at the cards, thinking back over the day and reflecting from what the cards are saying. But even on top of that, I always pull a card of the day. I've got the 6 of Pentacles this morning. It's my card of the day, and that goes in my journal. So I think, a 6 of Pentacles day today. But then that breaks down into the 3 cards. Breaks down? No, expands out, I suppose. Hello, I made it. Hello, Nicole. Connor says, I have a love-hate relationship with online learning. I love that my exams are open book so my grades can improve, but I am so disorganized from lack of interaction. Yeah, and I will always, my background, and it still kind of comes into my role now, but I was in people development for a number of years. So I'm a trainer, my specialist area was equality, diversity, and inclusion. So I would love to design and then deliver training sessions that were very sort of impactful. I like to give them activities that they can get involved in, because they stick in the mind. And I love pairing people up or putting people into groups. And you can't do that now. I did some training on the 4th of January around British values in the morning. In the afternoon, it was LGBTQ plus, because next month is LGBTQ plus History Month. I'm asking teachers to plan their sessions accordingly and everything. So I was doing this training, and I really wanted to put people into groups and things, but of course it's just, I'm talking like this and, sharing the screen and PowerPoints, and it doesn't have the same kind of impact, I don't think. I'm tired all of the time. Yeah. Biggest relief of my life that my son is now legal age not to have to go to school. Yeah. And I don't know if I said or not. I think I did, but you know, there's lots over here where we're being told schools are safe. You know, children transmitting is low. My niece is she's 17 soon. She tested positive with COVID last week, and she works with preschool. You know, so it's not that black and white. That tarot deck you were talking about, Neo Riders. We're talking. I don't know. We'll pick it up at some point. My head's a bit of a shed. Oh, I think it's the Modern Love Tarot you were talking about. Oh, right. Okay. So send me a message and we'll see. I mean, if you're offering to help me to get it over here, then that would be great. I think it was something like, I don't know, somebody put in Jen's Balanced Tarot Playdate that it was $70 something for shipping. I was like, I don't know. Hi, Jonathan, and hi, Ness. Good to see you. Just peeling off my wellies after a lovely walk. Caroline's received the Neo Rider Shadow, and I love it. Even though they're slippy, it is a beautiful deck, isn't it? You are so kind explaining your spreads. Thank you. You're welcome, Diane. Hi, Justin. Good to see you. Just about 10 minutes late, just starting out. It says, you're 10 minutes late or? Okay, have I caught up with comments? Yes, I have. So oh yes, Justin, loved your live. You did
I don't know that one.
I don't know why Alexa came on then. Yeah, Justin, you went live last night and I got messages saying, Justin's live. I just got into bed. It was just a little bit too late for me. So hello to everybody I miss. Hello, Dory. Nice to see you as well. Oh, and Jen's here, is she? Hi, Jen. Nice to see you. Yeah. So Justin's live was great. I can imagine it would be. So where are we? QuaranStream 60. And quote of the day. So get ready to guess the card. So the quote of the day this time is, so many choices, so little time. Actually, that's cutting in, having that banner there, isn't it? Let's take it off. So many choices, so little time. It reminds me of a song from the 80s as well that we used to dance to in the nightclubs. Those old enough of a certain age might remember it. I can't turn this off now. I need to open the right thing. Yes, that was an easy one, wasn't it? Who got it first? Neem, I like that. I should change my handle to Alexa so when you greet everyone in chats. So the first person was Caroline. Yeah, but all of you got it. 7 of Cups, so little choice, so little time. And the quote is just to remind us really that, you know, when we see the 7 of Cups, it talks about a world of indulgence, a world where we're overstimulated by having everything in abundance, you know. And this light is a bit bright again, isn't it? Let's take it down a notch. You can see the card a bit better then. So yeah, that sort of overstimulation by having everything on tap. And actually what that leads to is we might get an initial sort of excitement, and it's all very new, and we can get this, the latest thing, and we buy and we buy, or we obtain. But then it actually becomes quite mundane, and what was once exciting becomes a little bit tedious or a little bit boring. So it's to remind us really that we need to find that balance. So don't allow those sort of overindulgent tendencies to take control of us. And if we find that balance, then we're making sure that we're enjoying things for what they are. I can always remember as a kid saying to my mum, "You remember that song, I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day?" And I remember saying to my mum, "I wish it could be Christmas every day." And she was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, presents and nice food." And she said, "But if that was the same every single day, it would become normal and it would become boring and actually be nothing to look forward to anymore." And as a kid, you don't really take that in that much, do you? But as you get older, you realize that, yeah, it's great just having it one day, because that's if you do enjoy it, because otherwise it just becomes boring. So, yeah, the quote, which was, "So many choices, so little time. It's about when we live for instant gratification, it can lead to boredom. And it's vital that we find that sort of balance and structure, and we don't allow our self-indulgent tendencies to take control of us." So that was quote of the day. Let's see if there's any. I love that picture. Yeah, it's cute, isn't it, Sandra? I like that it's a little witchling with all the different brooms. Hi, Barrett. Good to see you again. Any comments? I want to get that modern tarot deck for you. Well, that's really kind, but we'll have a chat. So if you are in the Facebook group, then send me a message and we'll have a chat. Or if you're not in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, then my email address is there. But that's very sweet, but we will have a chat. Like trying to figure out which deck to work with. Yeah. And as I was talking about that and saying, buying and consumerism, and I was thinking, says the person that sat in front of 500 tarot decks, but I do, and I know it probably sounds quite odd to some people, I do have it under control because I'm not in debt at all. I don't go without. All my bills are paid, and there is a balance there. It's something that I really enjoy and gives me pleasure, and nothing in my life is suffering as a result. They are spiritual tools that I like to work with. So it's, if anything, it's kind of aiding my spiritual practice. I don't need them. I don't need that many. I get them because I enjoy them. It's not a need. I'm not trying to fulfill a need, if that makes sense. This is a card for the tarot nerds, I guess. I'm not quite sure why, Meg. Why is it a card for tarot nerds? Certainly not enough. I'm going down the Teddy Swims rabbit hole. I'm not quite sure what Teddy Swims is. Same here, Hermit's Cave, with the debt-free. I'm finishing paying my student loan debt off before we get married. Well, that's great. Exactly, Simon. As long as you have everything else sorted, it's fine to buy and enjoy. Yeah, exactly. What's that? I'm just like, new underwear this month or next year. Yeah. Do I get new underwear or do I buy a tarot deck? I always get new underwear next year. Yeah. Cool. So that brings us on to deck of the day. So deck of the day, again, was a request the other day. And this is such a beloved tarot deck within the community. And when I asked on Tuesday, this one was the second most popular choice. The one that I did yesterday, which was the Golden Art Nouveau, was the first choice. So most people will know this deck, but if you don't, if you're just joining the community and you don't know much about it, it'll be a nice surprise. But this is the Pagan Otherworlds. This is the back. Yes, Jen. Is it groovy? This is one that I edged in metallic gold. I do have a backup copy that's edged in metallic blue, and it both, you know, this gold brings out the gold that's in the back, and the blue brings out the blue that's in the flower design. But this is such a beautiful deck. If not one of the most beautiful decks, certainly one of the most beautiful decks in my collection. The cards are a lovely size. They are linen. It was one of the first, if not the first linen deck I ever got. And I've never felt quality cards like it. They're just gorgeous. How do you do that? The gold edging. I used for this a Winsor & Newton metallic range. And I used the gold from that. And it's got that sheen on it. It's really, really gorgeous. Next time, what did you want? Let's have a look. What did Gillian say? Groovy. Do you want the groovy tomorrow, people? I can do groovy if you want that tomorrow. Let me know. This is a beautiful deck, one of my favorites. I haven't edged it though. Up there in my top decks. It is in my top decks as well. What pen did you use to edge in gold? So the Winsor & Newton metallics. I must get this one. I can't believe, Sandra, you don't have Pagan Otherworlds. It's mind-boggling. Groovy would be groovy. Simon, do you ever want a deck and you can't find it in the shelves? Yes. Yes. And it was funny once. I think it was Elle I was talking to. Elle or Becca, or it could even be Sandra. One of those. It's definitely somebody over here. And I'd been searching and searching and searching for this deck, and I had all the bottom cubicles out. Because in my mind, I know where all the decks that are at the front are, but in my mind, it was in this particular cubicle and it wasn't. And I searched everywhere and I'm like, I cannot find the deck. I've not traded it. I've not given it away. I've not sold it. I know I've got it. I cannot find it. And then just as I was talking, it was there right in front of me, center stage. I was like, talk about can't see the wood for the trees, because how could I have even missed it when it was right there in front of me? Oh, that's a shame, Patrice says. I gave up on metallic Sharpies having had one leak all over me. I think it's got to be the right sort of pen, and Winsor & Newton are quite good for deck edging. And this never leaked at all. The edges don't have any leakage, so it's really nice. It's so aggravating. I can't find my Trionfi della Luna. It will turn up. It will turn up. I'm lucky because I've got, it's just that one there, a Patrick Valenza cubicle. So everything's in there. And I've got about 6 or 7 versions of Trionfi della Luna. All different, of course. And the Deviant Moons and Mildred Payne and all that. So Patrick's got his own little cubicle. So I could easily find anything that's Deviant Moon-ish. Majora, I'm holding the Pagan Otherworlds. So we're going to have a look at it in a second. Patience, Jackie Jacaranda. What she said? Show us the deck. Oh, Jackie. I might not show it now. How many times do you dust your tarot shelves? As in take everything off? I haven't. I will kind of dust around things, but not taking everything off. No. Oh, does that make me a slut? It probably does. Pagan Otherworlds. Something like that happened when I visited you. I remember you looking in different boxes. Yeah, what was I trying to find? I get all het up as well. Oh, where's Chris? Hey, everyone. Hope you're all having a nice day. I've had a busy evening, just back from the shops. Don't tell him what we were saying about him earlier. Don't spill the beans. What else? I haven't seen it before. Jackie, you've not seen Pagan Otherworlds? Wow. I need to Google Teddy Swims. What is Teddy Swims? It keeps being mentioned tonight. All right. So if you're in the UK, Jackie, Sandra, you can get it on Little Red Tarot, or at least you could. Originally, it came from Australia, and it was the most I ever spent on a tarot deck way back when. I spent £150 because at the time the book wasn't already. You buy the guidebook separately. So now am I getting this mixed up? Am I getting it mixed up with the Lumina Tarot? That was from Australia. Usi. I think Usi's from Australia. If you buy direct from Usi, is it Australia? Because I was gifted my backup. I interviewed somebody called Danielle Nicole. I don't know whatever happened to her. She took down a channel. I interviewed her, and as a thank you, she sent me Pagan Otherworlds, not knowing I'd already got it. But I was elated because I love this deck so much. I was thinking, I wish I could afford a backup. So she sent it me, which was really lovely. I will get it eventually. What? I'll be watching back, Simon. Is that the Windsor and Newton Pro Metallic marker? Yes. And they come in a range of colours. I had a beautiful pinky coloured one that I did the Marshmallow Marseillan as well. That was really nice. 58 on UC. So is UC Australian? UC is Michigan. Oh my, I'm getting mixed up then when I bought Lumina from Lauren Aletta. That was Australian. It took ages and I had to get the book separate. Did I, or did it come in the set? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, Pagan Otherworlds, I had to buy the book separate because they weren't available when the deck was. So it did turn out quite expensive. Anyway, there is an additional card called the Seeker card, which is really lovely. And these cards have faces and moons and suns and things, which I adore. I don't know if you can see the linen. Look at the black at the top. Do you see that linen effect? Because Usi are famous for their playing cards. So it does have like a really nice playing card set. I've also got, wait for it, wait for Jenga. Oh, no, that's fine. From Usi, their playing cards. And again, it's got a very similar design, like the backs here. Their quality, they're called Pagan. They're playing cards. So, yeah, and they're bigger than a standard tarot as well. They're a really nice size. So if we look against a typical RWS, US Games, you can see they're taller and wider. So they're a decent sized card. Do you have a favorite place to buy decks? No, not really. Because if you buy an indie, you tend to buy either by supporting through Kickstarter or from the creator themselves. But Little Red Tarot is great for cutting out excess postage and also paying customs, because Beth buys them in bulk and then sells over here. So it cuts out all that. So that's a really handy thing to have. So we have Seeker. The artwork is so beautiful. It's of a different time. And even though this is Pagan Otherworlds, for me, it's happening in a different universe. It's not in the past. It's not in the present or the future. It's just otherworldly. So it is timeless, but it's classic. The artwork is so classic and so beautiful. So here we have the Fool. And you're not going to get the full effect of the beauty of this deck because this is on my laptop. I prefer to do, have it on my iPhone pointing down so you get to see all the beautiful details. But cards are gorgeous. What's Emily wanting to do? Here's our Magician. High Priestess. So these are oil paintings as well, but so beautiful. It is a Pip-ish deck. What I liked about this was this is probably the first Pip deck I ever owned. And it's great if you're just starting to dabble with Pips, because it's kind of like a hybrid between some scenery, some scenic images, and Pip. Look at that for an Emperor. And I've done some amazing readings with this. Pagan Otherworlds has the most beautiful aces I've ever seen. Yeah, particularly the Pentacles. Really gorgeous. Here's the Hierophant. I can't find it on Little Red Tarot. Oh, don't tell me it's out of stock again. The Lovers is brilliant. Look at that. The Serpent at the bottom, look. Chariot. Ness says, I love this deck, it's gorgeous. And it doesn't matter either, does it, how many times you see it? I still appreciate seeing it over and over again. Look at Strength with that bear. Isn't that beautiful? It feels like you're holding, well, you are actually holding 78 pieces of exquisite art, but you feel like you're holding history as well. Feels like a deck from, the 18th century. Gorgeous Hermit. The Wheel. Look at the animals at the bottom. That wheel is gorgeous. Kristen Louise, it's on your wish list. Justice. This always, I like this card, but it always looks like the neck is dislocated. Always makes me like, ooh. For it, I mean, it doesn't look so much, that just looks like head on the shoulder, but when it's upside down like that, it's like the neck's dislocated. So pretty. It is beautiful. Look at the Death card. I love that. So in some ways, this deck is very RWS, and, Strength comes in at 8. But in other ways, when you see cards like this, it's kind of more Marseille-ish. Facebook user, lovely. What deck is this, Simon? This is Pagan Otherworlds by Usi. Double U, not W, U-U-W-S-I, Usi. Pagan Otherworlds. And it's really lovely, because when I was thinking, well, they wanted to see Pagan Otherworlds, but everybody knows Pagan Otherworlds. It's lovely to see so many people saying, oh, what deck's this? And that's why I enjoyed doing Throwback Thursdays, because people are coming into our community all the time. And, you know, just because I see it all the time doesn't mean everybody else does. I can remember the first time I saw the Llewellyn Tarot, and everybody's like, the Llewellyn Tarot has been out for years. And I'm like, well, I've never seen it before. Tower. Star. That death, though, the death card is the card that I look at first. Yeah, it's one of my power fives. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that moon. The sun. Just it's so like pre-Raphaelite. And the world. So, as I said, the minors are pip-ish. Power fives. It's just what I always have, like the Hermit, the Death, the Devil, the Moon, and then it changes a bit because I've always got my Five of Pentacles, but I also now, they were like my power five. I have to, those cards have to connect with me. But I also now look for Two of Swords as well because I really like the Two of Swords. So that's our Ace of Cups, which is gorgeous. So you can see that they are pippish, but there are some scenery around. You know, and when we think of threes, which is kind of like going towards growth, and then you see things like that, things that have been, you know, coming into fruition through growth in the ground, fruits and harvest. And that moon, Simon, is where part of my channel name came from. Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Wow. That's interesting. So beautiful. And look at that little homestead below. Isn't it gorgeous? The Seven of Cups, which, you know, we've kind of just talked about, that world of indulgence. Instead of being in the cups, they're kind of above the cups there. Hi, Amanda. We're looking at Pagan Otherworlds. Little toad at the bottom there, look. The colours are gorgeous as well. The Page of Cups is what's on the front of the book when you buy the book with it. And I think the book was around £25. And to be honest, you don't really need it. It's nice to have it, but there's very limited amount of text in it. Now King. And then we have the Swords. Very traditional kind of Three of Swords there. Look how the kind of the feel, the tone of the card changes. There's the Six with the boat. So you get, do you see what I mean? It's pippish, but it's also part scenic. What book would you suggest for people to read that helps you learn the meanings behind the cards? If you just want a very easy, basic way to learn the meanings to get started, I would say keep it really simple. If you're just learning, and get something like Tarot Bible. That's by Sarah Bartlett. That's what I learned with. And it was a great little tool. If you want to go a little bit more in depth and learn more about each of the cards, then I would then go on to something like 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. What was that? Are you all enabling each other to get this deck? Look how beautiful it is. Does anybody remember when I used to have a wall hanging and there were like wooden slats and you could prop all the cards up? This was my favourite one to have out on a wall display. I had all 78 cards lined up on this wall hanging. And this one was out, and it just looks stunning, all laid out together. I remember it, Simon. Yeah, Jamie remembers it, and Amanda. I had that as a postcard, because you get a postcard, and the Queen of Swords was the postcard that I got. Look at the king wearing that bear suit. I remember you used to have the Parpolka on it. I did, Connor. That's a good memory. I've had so many decks on there. Ethereal Visions, Parpolka looked nice on there with all the different blocked colours. Pagan Otherworlds. I even had, what's it? The Dirty Pam on there. Here's our Ace of Wands. Hi, Renee. Nice to see you. Look at the 4. So beautiful. The 2 little tent areas, like the red and the green. I always used to get this and the Carnival at the End of the World confused. Hippotherapist, that's because they are printed by the same company, and the quality of the cards are exactly the same. I've got Carnival at the End of the World. The boxes are the same with the little seals on them. Card stock is exactly the same. There's also, what's the name of the deck? It's one that's on my wish list. It's very childlike. Mendy's got it. I don't think Mendy's in. But it's one that I keep, hovering over and trying to debate whether to get it. But that's also comes in exactly the same card stock and box. Eros. No, it's not a Usi one. Pain. Yeah, that's it. Playful Hearts, Elaine. Thank you. I used to have Carnival at the End of the World. I traded it. It's not an easy deck. It's not an easy deck, but I really like it. It's quirky and it makes you think and it makes you work. It really makes you work, that deck. Look how beautiful she is. She's my favorite queen in this deck. She's just stunning. Playful Heart is delightful, Simon. I may just have to get it. And there's our king. This is my favorite ace. It's the Ace of Pentacles, and it is gorgeous. Same way as the Ace of Pentacles is gorgeous in the New Choice Tarot de Marseille, but the intricate details and the subtle colours of the flowers. Look at that. I want it to come out properly on this camera. Really beautiful. Buy the deck just for this card. It's stunning. Why don't you have your tarot wall anymore? It broke. And it got really fiddly. The slats started to tilt forward, and the slightest, if I had the windows open in summer and the slightest breeze, they'd all come crashing down. And then I started getting some of that double-sided Velcro stuff, and it's marked the walls. And so I've still got it, I think. Or did I get rid of the slats? I think they might be in the old built-in cupboard. But my stepdad, you know, who makes all my kind of stuff, my shelves and everything, talked about making a solid structure one that he can fix to the wall. So that might be an option. We are all managing to enable Simon. And, you know, I said earlier, one of my Power 5 cards is the 5 of Pentacles. But you still get that sense, even from this look, the snow on the ground, the bareness of the tree, and how it's kind of alone facing the elements. And then you go straight back into like spring. The struggle is real. Oh, sorry, I was looking down at the chat. I like a deck with snow. How gnarly that tree is. And I love the fact there's like lots of trees in the Pentacles because it's the earth suit, isn't it? Oh, that's not as hot anymore. My tongue is still hurting. I can't believe I did that. I wanted to swear. And then our final quartz. I love this knight. And look how beautiful she is. And our king. Hello, Zane. First pip deck. This was your first pip deck? Oh no, you said I'm considering getting 5-cent tarot. Yeah, I wouldn't personally class 5-cent tarot as a pip deck. To me, it has a completely different vibe. It's neither pip or RWS. It's very sort of, well, it purports to follow the old sort of fortune telling kind of systems, doesn't it? But it's got lots of keywords and everything on it. So yeah, so that was the Pagan Otherworlds. So tomorrow we've had a request for Groovy. So that could be our deck of the day. I think I should perhaps try, and these are where all my tarot collectibles are. They're the winter weights. The Groovy. I shall leave it out so that I don't forget. So any final questions, remarks, or anything before I pull today's oracle? Bye, Malamia. Oh, love Groovy. Jonathan's finally on his computer. Need to advertise tonight. I'll post the poster. So on Saturday, I get to interview Jonathan, 4 p.m. UK time in the Hermit's Cave. That's the rescheduled interview from December, which we had to postpone with my mum taking ill and going into hospital. So Jonathan was very accommodating and very understanding, and you know, kindly agreed to postpone until the new year. So here we are. Still haven't got Groovy. All right, so let's pull a card. Oh, that message got retracted, Renee. Something about the black light, I think, or backlight, I should say. I'm always frightened that card's going to slip and get burnt. How's your mum? she's okay. She's doing all right. She'll never. We've got to accept, and she's got to accept, which is depressing her a little bit, that she will never be how she was before going into hospital. You know, it's had. She's got, you know, a condition where she will deteriorate with her muscle wasting illness, on top of then getting pneumonia, bronchitis, and everything else. So it's about readjusting now, and lots of people coming in and out and assessing her. And she's also got her CAT scan beginning of Feb, which is, you know, worried about, understandably. But, you know, she's getting there and she's getting support. I'm looking forward to it. Me too, Jonathan. It'll be nice to catch up with you. Oh, Chris has got his lesson at 7, half an hour. Okay, message for the next 24 hours. Oh, we've got the release, which is from the star card. So what do we need to release? Do you know, it's interesting because, and that's how tarot and oracle and divination works, isn't it? Last night's kind of linked nicely to the quote of the day card. And so does this one, really, when we was talking about the 7 of Cups and how it can be overstimulating, and we're living in this kind of world of plenty, and how the exciting can quickly become the mundane. You know, we need to release that. But also, what I would say about the release card is, if something is no longer serving you, then let it go, you know. Or if there's something that's not just no longer serving you, but holding you back, let it go. If you're worrying and overthinking things, release it, let it go. Because sometimes, and you know, we've said so many times in our lives, haven't we? Oh, that enormous sense of relief. And when we release things, we feel lighter and we open ourselves up to lots more possibilities and opportunities. Whereas when we're overloaded and burdened, then we don't. We're quite closed, and actually it's having a negative impact on us. So having that sense of release, hello to Facebook user, whoever you are, saying hello, is something that really does lift our spirits and opens our life up to lots more opportunities and potentials. So yeah, anything that we can't immediately control, or anything that's kind of zapping our energy, holding us back, stifling us, then let it go. And I guarantee, once you release something, then you will have that euphoric, light feeling and be open for new things. Neem says, Akuli Akultate for deck of the day. We could do that Monday, Neem. What's the name of the deck for today's card, Simon? It's always the same, Anne. It's the Moonlight Oracle, which is a oracle deck using Pixie's artwork, which for this one in particular, which was the release, I'm saying star, it is Temperance. I was like, oh, hold on a minute. So if, look at that. I've opened the tin and look what's on top. Wow. I couldn't do that again. So as you can see here, it's from the star card. That release. Thanks, Jackie. I keep forgetting. That's all right. What's the snack of the day? I ain't got a snack. Well, tonight. I have boring Slimming World sausages with salad. I like a nice sausage and salad. You wondered what I was going to say then, didn't you? My daughter is obsessed with Els and Anna at the moment. I don't know who they are, but it's probably a kid thing. Chris has a suggestion for deck of the day also. Tarot of the Crones, if you have it. His request came first. Tarot of the Crone. I don't have it. I used to have it, and I traded it. So I don't have it anymore, I'm afraid. That was amazing, Simon. What? The fact that the star card was on top. I know. Synchronicity. I think I asked this before, Simon, but will you do a walkthrough of Liminal Spirits Oracle? It's still here waiting to be used. I got it for Christmas and I've not even... It's because I've been doing QuaranStreams every day. You look back at my channel, I've done no pre-recorded because, you know, I'm up at 5:30, I'm at work for 7:30, I get home, I do a QuaranStream, I cook my dinner, I eat my dinner, I watch somebody's live because there's a live almost every night, and it's from Frozen. Oh, right, okay. And then I'm falling asleep and going to bed. I do need to do a walkthrough of the decks that I got yesterday, which is the Twisted Tales, because I opened that live last night, the box. Everybody's like, oh, please do a walkthrough. So I will. Wood for $65 in US, bit pricey. From yesterday's box. The deck that I was just on about was from yesterday's box. I was 2 minutes behind. Such a tit. That's all right, Chris. All right. Anyway, I pulled the card of the day, so I will head off. Thank you for being here again tonight. It's been lovely to see so many people, as always. I hope everybody's doing okay, you know, as we continue through our lockdowns and restrictions wherever we are in the world. But I hope we're all doing okay. I will see you tomorrow, same time, for the last QuaranStream of the week, Friday already. And we will have a look at the Groovy tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.